Okay, so we're going to talk about proofs, some basic proofs. Proofs are very common in geometry. It's the deductive. There's more than one type of proof. There's inductive and deductive reasoning. Reasoning is what we'll be talking about now. I'm going to show you how to do one type of proof, which is called a two-column proof. So the basic idea behind this is that you can't just make stuff up. I mean, that's true in everything, but in math, it's particularly true. And so, we're going to start by proving that these two triangles are congruent. Now, remember, congruent means they're the same size and shape. They're the same in every way, and that's the same size and shape. So, we're going to start off with a series of statements. Before I go on. So, notice here it says prove. Prove that triangle DOG equals triangle CAT. Basically, the proof is saying that this is the answer, okay? But we're giving you the answer that these two are congruent. What you have to do is show us why. So it's kind of like if you had an algebraic equation and they gave you the beginning and the end, and you had to fill in all of the steps on the inside to show. You had to show your work. So we're going to give our arguments. And so the statements are what you're going to say is true about this. And each time each statement should be getting you closer and closer and closer to the reason. It's like a bunch of evidence. If you're trying to convince somebody, let's say you don't believe in aliens, space aliens, and your friend does believe in space aliens. You might have a conversation. Well, no, I don't believe in aliens because you have everything you say you have to back up, right? You're going to give a reason for it. Your friend will, if he's going to convince you he or she's going to convince you that space aliens exist, has to give you some sort of evidence, and it has to be believable evidence. Well, the reasons that we're going to be using, they all have to be factual, based on things that you already know are true. In math, there's nothing that is true or false. In the example about the aliens, you might be able to convince him, or he might be able to convince you that maybe there's such a thing as aliens, space aliens, but that you might not be 100%. Well, in math, it's either true or false. So that out of the way, hopefully that didn't put you to sleep completely. We've got, this is the information that is given to you. So it's saying, okay, you're going to do this problem. This is what we're going to tell you at the beginning. All of this is true. You don't have to do anything to work with. And so that's the given. That's the information you put at the start. And you just write it down. Now, even though you're given this information at the beginning, you still have to say how you got it, how you know it's true. Well, the way I know this is true is that it was told to me at the beginning, and it was given to me. So I'm going to write down given. So for each piece of information that you have up here, you want to write that down. Some people like to put it all on one line, or you can do it separately. It's really a matter of personal taste. This shouldn't be angled, it should be a line segment. And finally, the last one. So 1, 2, 3 different pieces of information. So these are all the clues. These are all the clues that you're given. And again, that's the reason you know these are true, that you're going to have to use in order to decide whether and show whether these are congruent or not. So I'm going to start. I have this picture. I'm going to start by marking them down. So not only do I write it down here, I put it on the picture as well. So DO congruent to CA. Make the marking. A lot of times on a proof, you'll have these already marked for you, but you won't always have them. Sometimes you'll have to do it yourself. So OG congruent to AT. And regardless of whether or not they're marked for you, you should draw them separately on a piece of paper, because quite often you'll have to add to the picture. in this case, there won't be that much to worry about. So DOG, that's this angle here. And that's the symbol, that's an angle. And CAT. Okay, so once you have everything up there, you kind of have to think about, what do I have? Do I have enough to prove it right now, or is there more information that we need? Now, this is the most basic kind of proof that you can get. So when we're solving these, when we're showing these congruent, the three basic congruence theorems for triangles are these three: side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle. And then there's actually two others. One of them that is really equivalent to this, and then there's one other that has to do with right triangles. Well, we're going to only worry about these three for now. So we look at these, and you have to see which one of these works. Okay, so we've got the three different things, but that we still don't have this yet, and that's what we want to get to. So you look at the angle pair, the pairs of parts. So here's a side pair, an angle pair, and a side pair. So you need to go in order. So when you trace it out on the picture, on the diagram, so here's the side. If we go through in this order, angle and side. So we have, on this one, we have side, angle, side. Now to be able to use one of these, it has to go in the exact same order. So in other words, side, angle, side, you can't have it with the angle in between the sides. You can't have one or in a certain order here and a different order here. So let's see what we have. So that's our pair of sides. That's our pair of angles, right? And then notice I'm matching up the double with the double and the single with the single. And I put an A there. I don't know why. It's supposed to be an S. So that's side, angle, side. Pair of sides. Okay, so we have side, angle, side there as well. Okay, so once you have all that information, you have it marked down, you know what it's going to be. Now, as soon as you have the information needed to show that is true, that's going to be your next step. And once you get to the proof statement, you will never need anything after that. So that once you get here, the proof statement will always be the last statement that you make. So all of this information proves that the triangle DOG is congruent to the triangle CAT. And the reason we know that's true is because we have two sides with an angle that is in between the two sides. So side, angle, side. And that's the proof.